Have you heard about dinosaurs? Well, I'm Malia and I'm here with my friends to tell you about the Jurassic Period. So, the Jurassic Period is known as the Age of Dinosaurs and is the second phase or middle period of the Mesozoic era. The start of this period is marked by the major Triassic-Jurassic extinction event beginning around 206 million years ago and lasted for about 65 million years. In this period, dinosaurs began to diversify and birds made its first appearance. Did you know the Jurassic period is named after the Jura Mountains, which are located between the border of Switzerland and France because the first rocks of the Jurassic period were found and analyzed there? Hey Migs, can you tell us what happened during the Jurassic period?
Now, let us talk about the significant events during the Jurassic period. First is the Pangea separation. Continental geometries, oceanic patterns, and biological systems all changed dramatically throughout the Jurassic period. At the start of the period, the breakup of the supercontinent Pangea continued and accelerated. Laurasia, the northern half, broke up into North America and Eurasia. Gondwana, the southern half, began to break up by the mid-Jurassic. The eastern portion, Antarctica, Madagascar, India, and Australia, split from the western half, Africa, and South America. Significant volcanic events, mountain building activities, and the connection of islands to continents were all triggered by increased plate tectonic movements. New oceans flooded the spaces in between. Mountains rose on the seafloor, pushing sea levels higher and onto the continents. Another significant event is the shifting climate. As a result of all this water, the previously dry and scorching temperature took a humid and drippy subtropical feel. Dry deserts began to take on a greener color over time. Cycads that resembled palm trees as well as conifers like araucaria and pines were prevalent. Ginkgos dotted the northern latitudes, and podocarp, a special species of conifer, thrives south of the equator in particular. Ferns from trees were also present. The weather was pleasant and consistent. Animals and plants of many species evolved. During the Jurassic period, the number of distinct species rose dramatically. Marine life diversified. The ocean, particularly the newly formed shallow deep seas, were lively with a wide range of species. Long-necked and paddle-finned plesiosaurus, enormous marine crocodiles, sharks, and rays topped the food chain. Ichthyosaurus resembling fish, squid-like cephalopods, and coiled shells ammonites are also abundant. In the warm waters, coral reefs form, while sponges, snails, and mollusks flourish. Free-floating microscopic plankton multiplied, possibly turning areas of the water red. Huge dinosaurs. Dinosaurs were making a tremendous impression on land. Brachiosaurus was a plant-eating sauropod that stood up to 16 meters tall, was 26 meters long, and weighed over 80 tons. Another sauropod, Diplodocus, was 27 meters long. The sheer size of these dinosaurs may have discouraged a lot of bulky meat-eating dinosaurs from attacking. Another significant event is the earliest known bird. The first known bird, the Archaeopteryx, swarmed the skies in the late Jurassic. And lastly, natural resources. Many continents had shallow seaways, and marginal marine sediments were deposited, preserving a wide collection of fossils. Gold, coal, petroleum, and other natural resources have been discovered in Jurassic period rock strata.
Animals and plants living on land and in the waters recovered from one of the biggest mass extinctions in Earth's history. We can categorize the animals in four groups, which are land, plants, sea, and air.
Land species during Jurassic period: dinosaurs, insects, carnivores, herbivores, and flying pterosaurs ruled the roost, and birds made their first appearance. Brachiosaurus was a plant-eating sauropod with a height of 52 feet, 16 meters, and a length of 85 feet, 26 meters, and a weight of over 80 tons. Diplodocus, another sauropod, was 90 feet, 27 meters long. In the meantime, insects such as leafhoppers and beetles abound, and many of Earth's first mammals race around dinosaur feet, unaware that their species would come to dominate the world once the dinosaurs were wiped out, all in the end of the Cretaceous epoch. Plants during Jurassic period. The terrestrial environment was dominated by gymnosperms, naked seed plants. This species has exposed seeds and relies on wind propagation to reproduce. Cycads and cycadioids, palm-like gymnosperms, conifers, cone-bearing gymnosperms, and ginkgos are the three types of gymnosperms, fruit-bearing. Because of the abundance of cycads and extinct of cycadioids, the Jurassic period was dubbed the Age of Cycads. Conifers also made up a substantial section of the Jurassic forest.
During the Jurassic period, belemnites and ammonites flourished and became the most important invertebrates. Gastropods, often known as sea snails, were a common mollusk throughout the Jurassic period. In the warm oceans, corals began to form reefs. The tropical waters were home to a variety of bony fish, sharks, and rays. There are also megapredators in the ocean. The marine reptiles that had gotten their start during the Triassic period increased in numbers too. Ichthyosaurus and plesiosaurs were most plentiful during the Jurassic. They shared the sea with early crocodiles. Archaeopteryx, the first known bird, flew in the late Jurassic and most likely evolved from an early coleosaur dinosaur. Pterosaurs, flying reptiles that had been buzzing the sky since the late Jurassic, had to contend for airspace with the Archaeopteryx. That's all, and thank you for listening.